She was deputy head when she said, "Matthew, you will never amount to shit." They may not be the exact words she used, but that's how 16-year-old me remembers it. You will never amount to shit. I was angry. How dare she? And a week later I got expelled. So maybe she was right. And those words, they echoed around my brain as I stared at the ceiling at night. You will never amount to shit. My anger for those words dragged me through sixth form. I took a subject which was suspect and definitely out of sorts, and if I'm honest, I stayed for the love of a girl, of course. I was young. And when it was over and done, I found myself single and stacking shelves at Tesco's, and whilst I respect those who choose that hustle, those words were still echoing round my head. You will never amount to shit. Went back to college at 19. Convinced myself it was about finding me. But really, I was still angry. And I still wanted to prove her wrong. She was long gone from my life, but those words still taunted me and haunted me at night. Matthew, you will never amount to shit. Like a boogeyman with no body except the body they lived in was mine. Early 20s, I managed to blag a good job. It came with a nice car and I wore a three-piece suit, and every day I went to work was like an angry, "Fuck you!" I was proving her wrong. There wasn't a decision I made for so long that wasn't based on my anger for those words. You will never amount to shit. It took me over a decade to realize that although the path was never smooth, those words she used pushed me, pulled me down a different path, certainly a different path than 16-year-old I had planned. Now at night, those words no longer taunt me and haunt me. They hold me tight and whisper in my ear, "Matthew, you will never amount to shit." I used to think if I ever met Miss Hogarth again, I would tell her to kiss my ass. But now, I would kiss her cheek and say thank you. Because I'm not entirely sure how to measure what I amounted to. But I'm pretty confident she'd agree. It's definitely not shit. My next poem is oldie, Calm music, which is sick. If you've never heard of the charity Calm, it's called the Campaign Against Living Miserably. It's really sick. And they used it a long time ago, and I think as I've grown as a person, I've kind of realised just how much toxic masculinity added to this shitty situation. So I'm very aware of how toxic this fucking poem is. And it's something that I think as a bloke, which is the name of the poem, Blokes, you just kind of, you're young, man. That's all it is. So, blokes. So I started the evening by telling him that he looked a little bit fat. And he explained that. He said, well, that's because every time I fuck your missus, she gives me a donut. Slut. Because you see, that's how we were. Him and me, him and us. Friendly banter and the odd over-the-top cuss. Loads of bravado. But no false pretense. On all of our jokes at no one else's expense. And tonight, we were trying to cheer him up the only way we knew we could. With Jaeger bombs and tequila. Anything with alcohol was good. How they done it for me with toast to screw her. She's a tart. And they were fully aware of my broken heart. They never laughed when I was acting stupid or complained when I was stressed. They picked me up and sat me down when I was a drunken mess. Anyway, I digress. Tonight, I had on my supportive hat. I told him, mate, she looked like she apple bobbed in chip fat. And he laughed at that. Because you see, that's how we were. Him and me, him and us. Friendly banter and the odd over-the-top cuss. Loads of bravado. But no false pretense. And all of our jokes at no one else's expense. That night, my mate found salvation in whiskey and pills. His text saying I'm sorry still gives me the chills. That last night, a memory I remember with a blur. Should I have said something different? Nah, that's just how we were. You know, I was kind of angry at first. What could I have said? So he'd still be breathing and with me instead. Maybe among the cheap shots and bravado on that day, I should have said, I'd miss you, dude. But he probably would have called me a knob. Thank you.